Hey guys, how's it going? This is Lou from Adrift in Tokyo, and I wanted to put out another video because I've been getting a lot of questions from people regarding applications, interviews, and how to approach MBAs in Japan. So I figure right now there's people are in the middle of application processes in most schools, I think, Doshisha, Waseda, and Hitotsubashi. So I talked a little bit about this in some of my previous videos, but I wanted to go through some of the specific questions I was getting from people because they seem to be hitting on the same topics. I am at my place right now. It is Sunday afternoon, and the weather is really nice, but it's still a little chilly outside. So I with the lights off right now. There's enough sunlight coming in, so sorry if it's a little dark. But the weather's been getting nicer in Tokyo. It looks like the forecast is getting a little bit chillier, so that doesn't look too good. But we're trying to, enjoy it while we can. But I was talking to my wife before, and unfortunately, I've got a couple of papers I need to write, got some homework I got to do, so I haven't been out and about to kind of enjoy the weather. But oh well. So and video update. I still haven't released the Sweets Marathon video yet, but I'm gonna put that out soon. Trust me on that. And so first, I want to get this video out. So basically, Hitotsubashi, Waseda, Doshisha interviews. Um, my advice for the interview at any school, and this is obvious advice, is try to be yourself. Try to take the message. Ideally, you want the same message that you wrote in your essays to match and to kind of meld with the persona, the personality that you give off in the interview. So, don't try to be someone that you're not. Um, Definitely, be prepared for the basic questions from all of the schools. You're going to get asked, why an MBA? Why an MBA in Japan? Why this school? And what do you hope to do after graduation? The short term, long term goal thing. So, whatever you put in your essays, because they ask the same questions in the essays, be sure, um, to have a message that kind of is consistent with that. So, like for example, like when I got asked, why Totsubashi, I pretty much reiterated the same things, but in a more conversational way. I really want to work in Japan. I really would like to, do some work. I would really like to go to a university that's well known in Japan. I was looking for something in a city, so Tokyo was great. I wanted to bridge the gap from engineering into business, why an MBA, etc. So there's not much to it in terms of magic or the silver bullet to do well in an interview. I think you just have to be yourself, be prepared for the obvious questions, and try to not. What I wouldn't do is don't give them an answer that you think they want to hear. What these schools are looking for, especially Hitotsubashi, is they're looking for diversity, well rounded, good candidates. So if you feel like you've got, a weak point or something that may not be a strength in your opinion, try to turn it into something where it's more of a, diversity perspective. Like if you worked in a field that is not very typical, like engineering or business or whatever, you could spin that as, hey, I'm a unique individual. This is what I want to do. With my long-term goals, here's how I can impact the class. So those are very general. Nothing groundbreaking there. I think being yourself is the most important thing because I've interviewed people for my previous company, and the biggest thing that I sense that is off-putting is when someone's not being genuine. When they start to tell you what you want to hear, you start to question not only their character, but does this person really know what they're talking about? So people can sense that, so I wouldn't do that. Um, Specifics about the different interviews. Someone asked, differences between Doshisha and Hitotsubashi interviewing. I haven't mentioned Waseda because they don't interview you. They don't do any interviews. You apply and you get a response back. Doshisha, they were the most detailed, if you can say that. They basically confirm a time with you to do a Skype video chat. So they set that up. You definitely don't want to miss that because you're reserving the time with the professor, so you want to be prompt and on time for that. But for that, you got to do the basic things. I wore a suit so that when they saw me for the first time, I was projecting a professional image. So I strongly recommend you wear a suit if you're going to be doing an interview, because they will be wearing suits. They basically the same thing. They are going to ask you why Doshisha. Know things about the program. Their program is all about the green business, green MBA when I applied. So if you've got something that's related to that, you may want to highlight it. But they may ask you questions about, why do you want to do Doshisha? We're not a big school, and we don't have, a strong finance presence or strong whatever. Why would you want to do our MBA? Be prepared for that question. They're going to ask it. But the interview process is pretty straightforward. They're very friendly. If they see something interesting in your resume or in your essay, they're most likely going to ask you. They asked me about my Singapore experience. They said, "Well, They asked me, you worked overseas. How was that? What was your impression of Japanese people?" I think, yeah, the one guy said, "What did you think of Japanese people? Did you like them?" Which I thought it's not a typical question you would get in the U.S., but he was asking, I think he was either asking whether or not I would fit well with Japanese people, or he was fishing for the response of, "I love Japanese people. Their manga and anime is so cool. I love their sushi. I can't wait to get there." You don't want to answer it that way. You want to answer in a business MBA type response. I enjoyed the professional relationships and the motivations they gave me and the challenges that they provided. So Doshisha, only one with the Skype interview, only one where they have two people looking you right in the face. So dress up, be prepared, get those questions ready. But other than that, straightforward. Took about 30 minutes, so pretty good in terms of time. Hitotsubashi. Hitotsubashi was a phone interview, and it was around 15-20 minutes tops. And for my interview, it was three people. The the current dean, Dean Hiroshi Kano, Ken Kusunoki, which is another professor, and a European guy, Jesper, Jesper Edbin. All three of them, they were on the call with me. Didn't have to get dressed up. We were on the phone, and it was basically the same exact questions. However, the biggest difference for me between Doshisha and Hitotsubashi was more interested in what am I going to do after Hitotsubashi? What's my plan during school? And their insight, their questioning really impressed me because they were asking me questions that were questions that I was asking myself. Like, what am I going to do? What jobs am I apply for? Hey, if you're interested in that sector, you may want to talk to such and such. Act sooner than later. So their business sense, more so than Doshisha's, was impressive. So same questions: why Hitotsubashi? Why Japan? Why not do something in the U.S. where I'm from? But all in all, not terribly intimidating. There were no jokes being cracked during the interviews, so it wasn't informal. But I like the Hitotsubashi interview process more because I was just more impressed with the people on the other line. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look through my questions here. Just make sure that you're yourself. There's nothing disconnected between your application and your interview. If you say in your application, I really want to work in marketing because I love the challenges and the people I get to work with, and I've had a great line of success. And then they ask you, like, what do you want to do? You're like, oh, I want to do investment banking. That's really great. That's going to be a big problem. You don't want to do that. So make sure that the message, like what makes you unique as you've defined it, stays consistent. That's really it. So when did I hear back? It was pretty prompt. In my situation, I was deciding between Hitotsubashi and Doshisha and Waseda. All I can say is if you have a deadline coming up and it's before you find out about your admissions result from a particular school, tell that school. In my opinion, they want to hear that because if they know that you're a candidate and they like you or they want to bring you in and you don't tell them that you've got another constraint coming up, they may miss out on you and you may miss out on them. So what I recommend is if you've got something that conflicts with one of the timings, let them know. They may work with you on deadlines and upcoming notifications and whatnot. But I found out 1 month later, and things worked well from there. I got accepted to all three schools, but I was most impressed with Hitotsubashi, as I mentioned, and Waseda, great school, but weird application process. I never have I not been able to talk with someone from the school, let alone get any interview or let alone get any feedback on how I was viewed as a candidate. Oh well. But that's pretty much it. Good luck. That's the interview advice. I don't know what else to say except highlight your strengths, turn your weaknesses into diversity points if you can, or at least show that you want to improve them, and keep your story straight and consistent, and try to be yourself. So I'm hoping as the weather warms up, got some more time to go outside, get out there and take some video, but I've got to go work right after this. So I'm busy. It's not like I'm lazy, sitting around doing nothing. The program is intense, even though it's less intensive than term one. It's definitely crazy. But anyway, looking forward to the next video. You guys keep safe. I'll talk to everyone soon. Questions, send them over to me, and good luck with the applications. All right, take it easy.